Hey there, it's Anna. Welcome back to this episode 51. I'm flipping the script. I've been going deep. I've been going on some heavy issues lately. So today I wanted to give you a little bit of a break from the personal growth stuff, the personal development topics, the stuff that I believe matter the most when it comes to change in our life. But I want to talk about sugar. Yeah, that's right, baby. Sugar, sugar, sugar. We can't get enough of it, can we? It is one of those things that, truly is one of the most highly addictive foods, flavors, whatever you might want to call it, on the planet. Outside of drugs that really kill people and take them down a very bad place because the addictions are so high with drugs, sugar, it really creates a problem for us. And, there's a lot of us that have a good handle on, limiting our sugar intake. It's like we have some sugar and then we can go without it. It's not a big deal. But I know there's a lot of people that struggle with this idea of like, I love it. I mean, I can't get enough of it. And I can't break free from this craving that I have every night for sugar. I really don't know a single person that doesn't like sugar, right? I mean, there's nobody that doesn't not like sugar. So, I mean, if you think about it right now, how addictive sugar is, think about your favorite sweet treat. Just imagine it. What's your favorite sugary sweet treat? Yeah, I know. I'm talking about overcoming sugar cravings, but I'm going to start by making you really want some sugar. Your mouth starts to water, doesn't it? Yeah, your salivary glands just like started to release saliva, just even thinking about your sweet treat. Well, think about a healthy vegetable that you like. I love vegetables. I know there's a lot of people that love vegetables. And I think about healthy vegetable item that I really like and I like preparing. And it's like if you think about that, compared to your sweet treat, no matter how much you like and enjoy vegetables, that sweet treat is more enjoyable to your brain and to your taste buds for some odd reason, right? Well, it's not that odd. It's kind of science. And so, one person was telling me that when you eat sugar, that the flavor, it coats your entire tongue. So you enjoy it, like you've tasted it everywhere. You experience it in all the different areas of your taste buds. So it's very, very enjoyable. And I don't know if it's the same thing for all foods, but he said that's how it is with sugar. And I thought that was pretty incredible. But I mean, listen, studies have done this. They've compared sugar to drugs. And our brains light up in the same areas when we do one or the other. So it's very addictive. And if you think about that type of an addiction, just think about the effects that having more of it frequently is going to change your behaviors with sugar, going to change your ability to fight the cravings for sugar. It's going to change the discipline you have around sugary treats. Because if you just give in and you eat sugar a lot in many different forms, in different ways, if you just go there all the time, frequently, and in large consumption, you're going to be a bigger addict than someone who, say, has an occasional cookie or jumps into the jelly beans at Easter, right? It makes a lot of sense. So today, I'm going to be talking about, one, the fact that it's highly addictive, and that's the reason it's so hard to cut down or to eliminate. But here's the thing. I'm not the type of person that's like the all or nothing person. I believe you can have some sugar, and you can avoid overdoing it on sugar at the same time. But you've got to understand the psychology here. You've got to understand the science behind this. To fight the urges is really difficult, but you aren't alone. Like everybody feels this way because it affects us the same way. But I'm going to talk about 7 different ways that you can eliminate those high-level sugar cravings, and you can avoid binging on sugar more than you would like to. Because I know you got health goals. I know you care about your body. I know you don't want to get diabetes. And I know that, it's not an easy thing to reverse this, this sugar addiction. But I've got some strategies for you today. So if you're with me, I'm really excited to walk you through these. All right. Number one, there is this sweet treat that is high in sugar and deliciously flavorful called fruit. Yes, fruit. So fruit is a very sweet and tasty food group, but it also contains fiber and other vitamins and minerals that make it much healthier for your body than a glazed donut or a bag of M&Ms, right? I know that some of you are like, oh God, she's going to give me all these like crappy substitutes. Not the case. This is just one of them, okay? But if you think about it, you can give yourself the same stimulation with fruit with sugar from fruit, and it has more of the fiber and the healthy minerals and vitamins for your body, so that when you do eat the sugar, it doesn't spike your blood sugar the way that just pure sugar is going to. So it's much better for your body than, candy or dessert. And it's great when you're having that sugar craving because you know what? Sometimes you're just like, I got to get my fix. I get it. I go to dates. I love strawberries and berries. I mean, if you can cut open a fresh grapefruit or orange, I don't know if many of you have as healthy as fresh fruit as we do here in California. So if not, apologize. But dates and raisins and, any type of fruit that you have can be an amazing substitute when you're having a sugar craving. And don't forget, it is high in sugar, right? So you don't want to have 4 or 5 servings of sugar in fruit a day, 2 servings. But it's when you have that sugar craving and you're just like, oh, I got to have it. And if you don't eat fruit, that might be a reason you're craving sugar because you're missing out on that like flavor through your mouth that just satisfies those taste buds so much, right? All right. So anyway, one first suggestion. Number 2, avoid eating sweets first thing in the day. This is really important. I know some people that feed their sugar addiction first thing in the morning. Bad practice. You know it's bad practice. It's wicked bad practice, as I would say in Boston. My Boston roots coming out, you guys. But it's so important that you avoid eating sugar first thing in the day. You do not want to set your body up on that clock. You don't want to start to train your brain and your taste buds for that sugar because you'll eat more sugar throughout the day, 100%. Right? If you don't eat sugar for the first half of the day, most likely you'll only have a little sugar in the second half of your day. But if you start early, game over. You're in trouble. All right? The third tip I want to give you is to combine sweets with quality foods. So I talked about, obviously fruit being a great substitute for sugar, but when you combine sweet foods like, fruits, or maybe you have honey or those cacao nibs or raisins or dates, something that is, gives you that sweet fix, berries, oh my gosh, and you add it with a quality food like yogurt, right? So that you're mixing not just that sweet craving, but also with quality foods, which is also going to manage your blood sugars better. It's going to allow you to get more nutrients in the body, right? So that you're not just having an empty meal and you're going to be freaking starving in another 15 minutes. Because really, when you eat sugar, you don't get your body in a sense of satiation. Like you're still hungry. You just hold that hunger off. It's like some people that just feed on candy as they snack because they don't want to eat. But that's the worst thing you can do because it doesn't actually feed you. It keeps your body starved, but it keeps you addicted to that flavor and that sensation. So combine it with quality foods. I think that's so important. You know, some people will have oats and they'll combine a little bit of fruits and berries and a little honey or a little bit of maple syrup. That's a great way to have your little sugar fix. You don't have to go without sugar. I want to emphasize that because man, I love a little honey in my tea. I love a little bit of maple syrup on my pancakes or in my oats. I love having a little bit of sugar and sweets. Maybe we're out to dinner and we're going to get a tiramisu, right? But I'm not stocking my kitchen with a bunch of crappy, sugary, sweet desserts, candies, ice creams, all that, because that's going to just feed an addiction that's very hard to control. Right? So don't let it spin out of control in your house. I always say junk foods like that have a place in the world, but they do not have a home where you live. Right? So they have a place. There is a place, a time and a place for these sweets, for these treats. I go to Boston and I have a donut from Dunkin' Donuts, okay? Because I went to college in Boston, I go back, I get a coffee and a donut. There is a place and a time when I go there. But I don't buy donuts for the house, right? I don't want to eat donuts every day, and that is what will happen because I also don't like to waste food, right? So keep that stuff in mind, especially when you're thinking about sugar. Okay, the fourth thing, substitute candy bars with health food bars. So I know some of you guys totally know this, and there's very few people that I know that are still eating candy bars. It is pretty funny to me that people still eat candy bars, but they do, right? And so if you know people that eat candy bars, show them the way, show them to the health food bar section, because health food bars have sugar. You can see every health food bar is going to have some sugar. A lot of the healthier food bars are going to have sugar from fruit, sugar from honey, sugar from cane sugar. So it's not high fructose corn syrup. It's not, it's not going to give you sugars from the candies and the things that you would get in jelly beans and a Twix bar and a Snickers bar. I mean, God, you know I love those too, right? I do love a Twix bar. But it's important that in your life, you're not carrying around a candy bar, or you're not getting to the point where you have nothing in your bag, where you've got to go to the vending machine and grab a candy bar. Have a health food bar in your bag at all times. I don't think I leave home without it. Actually, I've got a Beach Bar in my purse right now because the Beach Bar is one that I found is like super healthy and so nutritious, and Beachbody just came out with it. It's amazing. I also love Lara bars. I love the Kind bar. I know that Cliff Bar has a lot sugar, but Cliff Bar also has other things. You know, it's like a kind of bar where if you're going on a long exercise or physical like adventure, that's the kind of thing that can help you sustain energy for a while, right? So think about looking at if a health bar has a lot of protein and fiber, and then it has sugar, it's going to have sugar, but not more sugar than, 20 grams. Try not to go above 20 grams. If it's got like 13 to 15 grams of sugar or less, you're golden, right? Because it's going to have sugar from real food. That's the best thing. If you look at the ingredients and sugar is not one of the first three, that's good. That's really good, right? And it's more like oats and nuts and dates and things like that. Those are the ingredients that you want in your health food bar. Man, that can really crush sugar craving when you're just, craving for that candy bar. So don't go there, all right? The fifth thing, you're going to love this. Stay hydrated. I know, I say it all the time. People are always like, oh, Anna, I know. But do you? Do you know how much more your body is going to crave sugar because it's thirsty? So much. I know people that are just not just going here. This is a little lemon water. It's not dirty water. But it is so important to be drinking at least 2 liters of water a day for the average person who doesn't exercise. And if you exercise, you need a little bit more than that. Otherwise, think about your body as a plant. And if you don't get 2 liters of water in a day, I'm going to take a sip right now, then it's like not watering your plant that week. Yeah, I'm going to go there. I'm going to say that. That's a good, kind of comparison. It's not like every day you water your plants, but every day you water your body, and every week you water your plants. So if you miss a day of truly giving your body the water it needs, that's like missing that week's time that it's time to water the plants. And you know what happens to that plant when you miss a week? The leaves start looking like, oh, wilty, right? It's just like, oh, it looks sad. And then that next time that you water it adequately, it's like, boom, bright and shining. It's like the most happy plant. You can feel the energy coming off of it. Sorry, I'm a plant person. But listen, it's so important for your body to get that. Unfortunate thing is that our symptoms are different than the wilty leaves on a plant. Our symptoms are more like, I'm craving sugar. I am tired. I'm not getting good sleep. I'm not going to the bathroom as good as or as well as I should. There's all these things, these headaches when you're thirsty. So it's important that you start to notice how your body's behaving. And if you haven't had a lot of water that day and you're craving a candy bar, or you're craving those M&Ms and you want that donut in the morning, that's probably because you didn't wake up and have 16 ounces of water, have a delicious breakfast with no sugar added, right? And then you got about your day. Because your body, if it's not thirsty and you've fed your body, then it's not necessarily going to crave sugar, okay? And so keep that in mind when it comes to staying hydrated. Number 6, we've only got 2 more, people. I hope you're enjoying this. I hope you're taking notes. Because if you ask me, these are the things I would write you back. I get this question all the time. How can I get rid of the sugar cravings, right? Number 6, avoid drinking it. Avoid drinking sugar. It's one of the easiest ways that, the American population is becoming more and more addicted to sugar, is because that sugar is in so many things that we drink, including alcohol, right? And it's so hard for us to realize just how much sugar we're taking in on a daily basis with our fluids if we're not conscious of it, right? And so I know that there's some great energy drinks out there, but they're packed with sugar, and that's addictive. It's highly addictive for you. Soda, highly addictive. Even some of the waters that contain not like high fructose corn syrup, or, they don't contain cane sugar, but they have alcohol sugars. And so, no calories, but it tastes like, but you know what? It's that flavor that you're addicted to. I'm not talking about the calories in this podcast. I'm talking about addiction to sugar. It's because of the flavor and the amount of consumption that you're getting that sweet. So if you're feeding yourself the sweet, the sugary, all of that, doesn't matter if it's an alcohol sugar with 0 calories or if it's a full calorie sugar that has all of that goodness in it as well, you're gonna be feeling the effects. And it'll be harder to avoid that next craving if you're always consuming and drinking your sugar calories down, right? So it's so important to be conscious of that. And if you have like trouble finding substitutes, one of the things I always suggest is obviously waters with fresh fruit, lemon, citrus, mint, because cucumber, that kind of stuff gives you natural flavors that are going to make it taste better. I go with lemon. I'm a freaking lemon water fiend. I add some ice sometimes or not. I like sparkling water sometimes, but obviously I don't want to drink a ton of carbonation because that's not great for women and bones. There's all that other stuff that we always want to consider. So remember, hydrate, drink water, drink lots of it, and don't drink all of your sugar throughout the day. Avoid it, especially in the morning. I cut out sugar in my coffee and it was tough, but I did it. And now I don't crave as much sugar throughout the day just because I got rid of it in my coffee. Crazy, but true. And I'm not saying you got to get rid of sugar in your coffee. All I'm saying is that the less sugar you drink, the less you will be addicted and craving it. The last one is be sure to give yourself nutrient sufficiency. Okay, now what I mean by this is there's a lot of talk in town, a lot of talk around town, people, about cutting calories, cutting out food groups, going on diets, restrictive things like that. And that is up to you, right? You have to work with your body. Obviously, I want you to work with a professional if you're doing that. If someone's not a professional and they're giving you advice on foods to cut out of your diet or calories to cut down or whatnot, then definitely think twice about the advice you're taking. And I'm not a nutritionist, so you don't need to, I'm never prescribing calorie intake, and I'm never telling you not to eat anything that is not bad for you, like sugar. But what's important is that you're eating quality food. That's the most important thing in nutrition today. You can ask any nutritionist and they'll tell you. It's more important that you eat nutrient-dense foods so that your body actually gets fed. Sometimes it's like you eat a certain thing and you think, oh, I ate food, so I'm giving my body what it needs. Not always the case. You can eat a burger and fries, and 30 minutes later, you can feel hungry because you didn't really give your body nutrients that fed your body. I hope that makes sense to you, and I don't want to go into too much detail. But the problem is that people are craving the sugars because their body is starving. And the reason I've been drinking Shakeology for 6 years now, the reason that I don't count my calories or measure my food or worry about that stuff is because I know that everything I put in my mouth is quality. It's nutrient dense. It's going to give my body the fuel it needs to thrive. And so that I'm not starving myself. I'm trying not to overeat on the quality foods because that's important. But to be honest with you, if you're overstuffing yourself with vegetables and healthy fats and healthy proteins and healthy carbohydrates and sugars like that and fruit, I don't really think there's a problem there. I think that your body will level itself out, because if you're getting too much of the unhealthy stuff that isn't satiating your body, isn't really fueling your body or feeding your body, you're just hungry quicker. You're hungry much sooner. Your body was actually full physically, but it was starved nutritionally. And I hope that sticks with you every single time you make a choice to eat. And you think about, what is the quality of the vitamins, the nutrients, the minerals, the superfoods, or whatever is in my food right now? What am I really giving my body in the breakdown of it all? You might not be a nutritionist, and that doesn't matter. You know what foods are going to give you quality nutrients and what foods are not. And if you're getting quality nutrients, I'm telling you, girlfriend, you aren't going to crave the sugar as much, especially if you take my advice on the first 6 tips that I gave you today. I guarantee you that life changes when you start to train your body differently. You fuel it, you give your body you actually fuel it with what it needs so that it feels satisfied. You stay hydrated, right? You substitute some of those sugars with healthy sugars, and you combine them with quality foods. All of those tips that I'm giving you today are truly going to change how your body responds to sugar and craves it. All right. And if not, let me know in the comments below. Make sure you reach out to me and tell me your results from this. I challenge you to give this a 2-week test trial, maybe 3 weeks. 3-week test trial on overcoming your sugar addiction. All you got to do is follow these 6 principles. And if you want more details about a really cool free training that I do, it's called My Fat Burning Secrets. And it's got a lot to do with these tips that I'm giving you today. It's completely free. I'll put the link below this podcast so you guys can download it, check it out. It's an awesome, awesome training. And so take advantage of that. Go on your 3-week overcoming, getting rid of the sugar addiction. And I know it's going to change the game for you when it comes to your health, your energy, and how well you feel each and every day. Thanks for tuning in today, you guys. I'll see you next time. Bye.